All right, here I am waiting for the technician to come by. And the way things been going since I've been here, most likely he or she's going to say this can't be done. But we're pulling every card every way we can to get internet from Spectrum to the house. And the connection is on that next pole. If you look up there, you'll see there's a tap right up there. Right up there, there's a tap. It's already got some tapped into it. Where we want to go is from there. There's a pole here. Is go to this house. We can just get it to this house is all we need. And this had service before, as you saw in the previous video. The box is still on the pole. Got their name written all over it. Even though it's Spectrum, but they took over Charter. And that's their box. It's written right on it. So it had service before. We're just trying to get them to get service back to it. But it's supposed to be, the technician's supposed to be here between 10 and 11. And their GPS tracking is not working, which most likely means it's a subcontractor, because they don't have GPS on personal trucks. So we will see. I think it's going to be the same guy, because it looks like here he is. I'm thinking probably the same thing. All right, looks like we're gonna actually get this done. It's going to be a miracle if this actually goes through, but the technician Dylan, he made a few phone calls, talked to his boss and talked to some lady. I don't know what department they're in, but he told them the situation. They actually have two systems out here, even though it's all the same company now, but it's two systems. It used to be Charter and Time Warner. Time Warner is actually aerial, and Charter is underground, which makes sense because that box right over here, that big box, is most likely to Charter. And like I showed you on this home, is a Charter box. So I'm thinking that's what it is. And he confirmed it was. But this box here is no longer used. The lines are cut, and there's two lines in there. It's got like a coupling that it just like comes on that box and then goes on another line, goes back in the ground, and it's probably going to be what's feeding this down here on this tap way down there. I don't know if I can zoom in with the phone to do that, but we'll see. You see a tap down there that's leaning to the left, which is that one close to the ditch. He said that's where it's going to have to come from. Go run some RG11 from there, go under this drive, come around and go to the box in the back. He says he guarantees that this will get done, and he was on the phone talking to whoever, putting in the order to get this line buried and dropped out. That's all we need, that first tap. That's all we need. Get that first tap in here. Because as soon as I can get that residential line put in, then I can get a business put on the exact same line. And then I can take this radio, instead of making it a CPE, put up a AP and send out internet to all the ones down here And also way down on the end, he's going to put 6 or 7 more mobile homes, and I can feed them too. Tell you what, getting a backhaul is not always easy, and this is the hardest one I ever had. I've been here since December of 2019 trying to figure out a way to get high speed in here. I have gone through 5 different cellular internet home hotspots, I guess you call them, whatever. I put antennas up to get better reception to the receiver that's in the house instead of using the antenna that's on it. I mean, I have spent thousands and thousands of dollars of different services. Some actually I had, and they went belly up and closed doors, so I didn't have their service. And one of them was the best one I had so far. And then I went to Starlink, which cost me somewhere around $600 just for the equipment. And now it's costing me $120 a month. And it drops out because if you look at the dish up there, the way it's pointing, which this way is actually north. This is actually north, where it used to be pointing when I first got it. Now it's pointing east. And guess what's east? Trees. So every 2 to 3 minutes it drops out for about 45 seconds until it picks up another satellite. Now watching video has no issue because it buffers into, you know, the data into your memory, and by the time the lost connection comes back before all the data that's in your memory has expired, so it never really misses a beat. Now if it dropped out longer, then yes, it would start to buffer. Now when it's raining, now it buffers every now and then because the tree pine needles and everything is wet, and it just really messes up the signal. It makes it last longer. But to stream, it does not work because I cannot have it to drop out when I'm streaming. Because the reconnection on YouTube is so short and it stops broadcasting, and I can't do that. But he said he guarantees that that's going to get done. He's the first technician that actually getting this done, at least as of right now. But it took me since December of 2019 until now, October the 3rd of 2023, to get what I've been told on the phone all this time to get done actually here. I get told one thing on the phone and the technician tells me something totally different. Then it's back to square one and start all over. But I found somebody on the phone that pretty much had a little bit of pull, or knew some people, or knew the system well enough how to maneuver through it to get something like this actually done. And apparently so far it's working, because the technician, he says he's probably going to be the one that gets back here to install it. He said, and this will be done before he gets back. He said, and I also talked to the guy on the phone that Dylan was talking to, and he said I should get a call, a notification within the next 3 or 4 days. So sometime this week I should get confirmation that it's done and new appointment and all that. This is, it can be very stressful, but I'm the kind that I don't let things stress me out because it helps me in no way. I'm the kind that like, okay, this is not going to work this way. Let me get a hold of somebody else. You can't help me, I'll get somebody else. And I keep going and going until I find that one person in the right place that knows enough information to get this done. If you want something bad enough, you just keep fighting for it. And if you never get it, at least at the end, you can say, at least I tried in every way possible. Don't give up. If you want something bad enough, fight for it. And it don't matter what you're fighting for. Fighting to get internet, high-speed internet, fighting for your rights, it don't matter. Fight for that particular one person that you want in your life or whatever. Fight. It don't matter what you're fighting for. Just don't give up. It pays off. At least, like I say, at least at the end, if you don't get it done, of whatever it may be, at least you know deep down you gave it your best shot. And believe me, that I've had a few things in my life that I've tried to get done and it just would not get done at all. But I tried every way possible. I exhausted every option I had. And I don't feel bad that I didn't accomplish what I was looking for, because I've done everything I can. I can't blame myself. The way it looks right now of the internet getting installed, because he says he guarantees it's going to get done. And the one on the phone was placing the order to get the line buried from the tap across the yard and ran to the home. But one thing he said, which I don't know if it's correct or not, he said they have to get permission from next door neighbor, since the tap is at the edge of the ditch on their property. But since it's a utility, if I'm not mistaken, utilities has the right-of-way. If it's already there, they have the right-of-way. So I don't think they need a permission from them if it's already there. They already got their permission. It's on the premises. They don't need permission to dig a trench to bury a wire. That they already have their service actually on the premises there already. And it's on the area between the poles and the ditch. So it's on the public easement, if you want to say. So they already got permission because the service is already there on that premises. Unless things changed, or I was given wrong information, but that has been quite some time. It's been over 10, 12 years ago. A technician told me, he said, no, we don't need permission because we already got it, because we got the tap already here on the premises digging a trench. We don't need permission. We just have to go directly along the ditch line. We cannot go on their property on the other side of the poles, the service poles, the power poles. They have to stay between the power pole and the road, which is more than enough. Matter of fact, I'm going to walk down here and show you. Let's see, here's the home that we're getting the internet to, and they're going to come right across here. We'll go right around the corner here. This is where the box is. The box is right there. That box right there. So they're going to come around here, come across here, have to bore under this driveway. On that side of the ditch. And if anybody knows why they have paved a road in the past, like 6 months ago, and they put all the paint lines on it and everything, and now yesterday they paved all over it. Is that first layout a foundation or something, and they had to put this on top as a final? Anybody that knows that, let me know. I just wonder, because first time they laid the pavement, it looked like normal, like it's going to be a permanent one, but then they came out and laid pavement on top of it. Is it some kind of foundation or something that they lay down first? I don't know. Never seen it done before. Usually they lay out one and that's it. Paint it, go on and move to the next one. But this is the tap that they have to tap into. This one here. That one right there. Because he came down, both of us came down here and opened up. He said, that's my tap. So they're going to have to bury right on the slant of the heel, basically, all the way down. He said it's about 350 feet, which I have no idea, but I guess he was guessing. I don't know, because I don't think he ever measured it. But he's putting, he requested put RG11. That's just like what they did in the RV parks that had a long run like this. And they put RG11, and I'm having no issues with it. RG11. And they said, well, he said that the frequency they use is 757, 54, something like that. Mid 750s. So I'm going to look up what the drop is, signal drop, and then come out here and measure this, or come out here and measure it and see how long it's going to be, and then see what kind of signal drop I'm going to actually have on RG11 this long. But then they're going to come through here, and I'm going to try my best to be here and tell them just to get it under that road or driveway and get it on this side, and don't dig on this side, and I'll dig it myself to over here, and then I can get it in here and turn this into a AP instead of CPE. But that's where I'm standing now, is them dropping that line and get it over here. I'm going to look up, say it is 350 feet. Where you came up with that number, I don't know. But I guess if you do something long enough, you can pretty much look and come very close of how long something is dropping lines when you do it every day. Over time, it just kind of build in of calculation, and just look and you say, yeah, that's about 350 feet. So we're going to look that up and see what kind of drop it is. But that's where I stand, waiting to get that put in, because I don't think the neighbor can deny of putting that line, because that's utility. I mean, you can't, I don't even think you need even permission from them, since it's already there. So we'll see.